Welcome back to. I was waiting on John to get us started.
Time.
It's my turn. Look at that. I had to wait for the cue. Welcome back to Better Every Day. I guess next time I'll get a little better. How about that? So, we want to remind you that this show is all about the four pillars that help us get a little better every day. How about that? So we're talking about movement, nutrition, self-care, but today our focus is the mental, emotional health of each other and ourselves. And we have someone here to chat with us. I am Bianca, your co-host.
And I'm John. And we've got another really fascinating guest here today with us. This is Hanael. Anna is a hypnotherapist. She's also a coach, a mentor, a Reiki specialist. She deals with individuals and couples and all kinds of stuff. Her resume is really, really long. We don't have time to go through it all, but I'm sure she's going to be sharing more about what she does. And we're just so excited to have another opportunity to talk about the importance of mental health and how hypnotherapy and Reiki and some of these other things can help with that journey that people are on. So my first question is, as we do all of our guests, how did you get into the wellness space?
So first, thank you very much for having me on your lovely show. It's very important that we have shows like that. So it wasn't my dream in a childhood. I actually got to what I'm doing as the life was guiding me. I was born in communist Poland and raised to stay silent. Scarcity was the norm. And to just accomplish the best everything possible. And raised also as a people pleaser. Mm-hmm. So as many of my clients, I end up in a very abusive marriage. And that's when actually I start waking up to who I am today. So I do what I went through, every modality I used on myself, or actually my mentors use on me. So I have a huge passion for people, because if I changed in this country, when I moved here, I didn't speak English. Mm-hmm. So everyone can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we notice with all of our guests that everybody seems to start their careers in wellness with a personal story, personal journey. There's something that inspires them to want to help mm-hmm. other people. So how did you get into this field specifically?
So since I was a child, I always was able to sense the energy. And I will tell my mom that drugs have energy, and she will stare at me and have a good laugh. Okay? So when I found myself really lost, I think those are moments in life when our heart is so pure and so open at the same time that when we send the request to the universe, it's answering right away. So my Reiki master, who became my best mentor in life, she literally walked into my house in Las Vegas. And there was something magical about her. When she was sitting by the table, the energy from her was so wonderful and so peaceful, so loving, that without words, I felt like whatever this woman does, that's what I want to do. And that's how we started the contact, and she started training me, which was few years before I can go to her training and take the level 1 of Reiki. And she started influencing my change. But the truth is, whatever tool she gave me, I apply in life.
Yes. I love that. You mentioned Reiki. Mm-hmm. That's my jam.
Okay.
I like to consider myself a chakra enthusiast, mm-hmm. and I really enjoy kind of paying attention to those energy centers in the body. Was Reiki specifically, added to your hypnosis practice or hypnotherapy practice, or did you keep it separate? Are they separate entities as you practice now today?
Yes and no. Depends what is needed by the client and where the client is. I will
Okay.
never go against my client belief system.
Mhm.
So that is very important to respect. So for some, I will combine
Okay.
that during hypnotherapy part, I will use energy to help them. And for some, I won't.
Mhm.
So it depends from a person.
Well, there is what I was taught in my massage school, a tripod of care. So there's the therapeutic practitioner,
Mhm.
then there's the person, and then there's also the will to make it happen.
Mhm.
So we can all show up, but if you have no connection to really what's going to work for you, or you're not open to things, or you're kind of stuck, then the therapeutic process is kind of stunted in that way.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, definitely. For our guests who may not be familiar with Reiki,
What is
explain
it?
it. Yeah, what is it?
Okay, so Reiki is a Japanese method of applying the hands-on treatments, but it's channeling the life force energy to a person. So when the practitioner goes through initiations, we activating the hand chakras, extending the heart chakra and the crown chakra, and then the energy is channeled. So that's why I never called myself a healer,
Mhm.
because it's not my energy that helps a person. It's the energy that comes through me and goes to another person. And Reiki comes from Japanese. It's a Japanese name.
Okay.
But it is connection to the universal life force.
Yep.
Mm,
And I think we know cells are electric. We are electric beings, and so there's definitely science to what we're talking about. That,
Mitochondria.
yes, we're energy
The
based.
powerhouse energy
Yeah.
center of the cell.
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes
in there.
people, it's like a little hippy dippy and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, but no, we are energy. And so
Absolutely.
if you can find a way to manipulate it, to move it around, to align it, if it's out of alignment, I would assume,
It-
are all beneficial things.
It's very powerful. So my definition of Reiki is that Reiki charge you like you need the phone charging.
Mhm.
So we are born with certain amount of life force and we circulating that life force. And that's why kids are so energetic, they small and they have so much. And when we getting older, we are aching and we losing the stamina
Mhm.
because we are just rotating the life force we are born with. And every emotional trauma creates a block. With Reiki, you don't have to worry about those blocks. You just can charge yourself. So you're constantly adding, adding, adding. So what I find out over 25 years of practicing, that actually the organs are getting healthier. I can be proudly saying that I can proudly say that I'm the healthiest ever when I was a very sick child.
Mhm.
So it's constantly adding and helping us to circulate and add the new force, new dose, and hey, that's how it works. It's
Makes a lot of
magic.
sense. Yeah.
All right. So it's how it works. We got that down. Tell me about a difficult client, or maybe a session that was most successful using hypnosis, Reiki, all of the tools, your expertise to really help somebody get out of a mental or emotional state that maybe was a little lower or negative.
That was my client, the most powerful, because
Mhm.
everyone has a transformation, but the
Right.
most powerful was a lady who was depressed for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And when finally she opened up that we can add energy to hypnosis hypnotherapy session,
Mm-hmm.
we were able to lift that energy of depression.
Mm.
And when she called me 3 days later, she said, I have to see you again because I feel so happy, but I really don't know what to do with myself. So that was really remarkable that
Mhm.
she felt such a massive shift so quickly. And then we start working with planning what she can do, where she go now. And she still is going out and being very happy.
That's good. I can imagine that transformation is like opening up a whole new world to people. I mean, I'm taking baby steps, right?
Mhm.
It takes what it takes to get there, but being able to just try something new, or like you said, she opened up to
Mhm.
energy work. So you have been practicing hypnotherapy, and then you added on energy work, and that just took it to a whole nother level for her.
Mhm.
I love that story. I mean, it's kind of, like I said, it's what I enjoy. So it resonates with me. I practice Reiki as well. So it's very interesting.
Fabulous.
Yes, to see and hear different stories. Now, John does not practice Reiki,
I don't.
but little does he know, he's always receiving energy from me. Distance Reiki. And, of course, we're sending energy everywhere we go,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, I always say that during my trainings that when you practice Reiki every day, you become this column of light that walks everywhere. And then when it's multiple practitioners, the column is bigger and bigger and bigger. So we actually contributing, I believe strongly, to healing the world, spreading the peace. And Reiki has the 5 precepts, and everyone thinks about mindfulness today. And I will say, wow, we already know this mindfulness from centuries ago. And I guess humanity always was striving towards being present in a moment.
Mhm.
Yes.
So it's really powerful practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Philosophers from ancient times talked about the importance of staying present.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Stoic philosophy, things
Yes.
like that, all address those issues. So,
Mhm.
yeah, we kind of just keep advancing same ideas over the millennia.
Yes,
This is very
I
cool.
love Stoicism. I really do. I think it's phenomenal to practice.
Yes.
So, when a client seeks you out, what kind of issues do they bring to you? What do you see?
So, it's hard to really say because I was doing every issues throughout the years.
Mhm.
And when we start practicing something, we do everything. And
Right.
then we start deciding what really doesn't resonate.
Mhm.
And I find out that most of my clients were coming after breakups
Okay.
or divorces.
Mhm.
Breakups are very important right now because younger generation does not want to get married, but they still go through the same
Right.
process of pain.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So most of my clients are coming.
So, major emotional events,
Yes.
usually it's what brings them in.
Mhm. Yes.
And do you just find that they're just in a state of depression or high anxiety? What's going on with them that you can help with?
It's more anxiety than depression after breakups. They feel rejected, they feel lost, they are kind of like stuck in a zone. I don't know who I am.
Mhm.
He or she betrayed me and left me out. Why? And it's this question, why?
Mhm.
Why? And that's when we start the process of, I believe, to really create different relationship, we have to go inward and change ourselves
Mhm.
first, not rush.
Right.
So I always recommend take your time. Don't rush to another relationship because you may repeat the same.
Mhm.
Just get to know yourself. And that's what hypnotherapy is very powerful because in just one session we can remove the stress, rejection, that feeling, oh, I'm lonely, what's going to happen now?
Mhm.
And then we can start at work.
Right. Because then, like your other client, your success story, what do you do when it's all gone? how do you move on without all of that heaviness, kind of weighing on you? You don't have to deal with that anymore once you clear it out.
That's interesting. I think sometimes, as we go through life, things get put on top of us, right?
Mhm.
Normal stresses, then we have
Mhm.
extraordinary challenges, things that happen. We don't understand how resilient we truly can be, but you also don't understand how much that's weighing. And we feel it in people's bodies when we're working with people for manual therapy. You can feel the tension in the shoulders, the back, all of those things that they hold so tight. And mentally, of course, the same thing. And so once you release that, it's like, wow, I'm free. And you forgot how good that feels.
Right.
It's kind of almost back to a kid on a swing, just swinging and not worrying about anything else in life, just enjoying that moment.
I totally agree. That it's like okay, now I can do all of it. But for my clients, that usually is they can withstand the stresses easier. Because when we sweep things under the rug or in a corner, they really don't disappear. And I always try to make everyone aware, don't do it. Because then one small thing comes in life and people start crying in a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
They have no resistance to anything. So in my therapy, we're building the resistance that they can constantly remove the stress and find that I'm in charge of myself and I can go for massage, but I'm not going to be a stance as before. I'm not a brick because I dealt with my stresses. Also, they have more patience for kids. That's what is really amazing when moms come, sometimes fathers too, and they say, I'm constantly screaming at my kids and I don't like myself for that. So when we build this big resistance in the mind, they just happy with kids. Recently, one of my moms said, I'm painting with my children and she has fun, when before everything was a stress.
That's really great. We got more to talk about. We're just going to take a really quick break to thank our sponsor of this episode. We'll be right back with Anna and some more great conversations about all the cool stuff she does.
Thank you.
The Showgirl Legacy Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to preserving the historic significance of the iconic showgirl as a performing artist. We achieve this through curriculum-based educational programs in partnership with the Las Vegas Academy of the Arts. The program includes a panel of entertainers and showgirls modeling authentic costumes for the visual arts students to paint. The students submit their artwork to the Showgirl Art Competition that becomes the annual Showgirl Art and Costume Exhibit. The foundation also represents guest speakers that give historical presentations about the Las Vegas stage show spectaculars and their personal experiences. The speaker brings authentic show costumes for photo ops and tailors their presentations for conferences, conventions, luncheons, museums, and other venues. Recently added to the Foundation's repertoire is the talk show The Showgirl Connection with your host, Luann. She interviews former and current showgirls, dancers, entertainers, and all the people behind the scenes that make the magic happen. The Showgirl Connection wouldn't be possible without the partnership and support of WWDBTV and owner John Stiles. Learn more about us at showgirllegacy.org and castandcrewreunion.com. For questions, email us at info@showgirllegacy.org.
Welcome back to Better Every Day. We're going to continue our conversation all about the empowering sessions that can happen when you mix a little hypnotherapy with Reiki and then you become a whole person again. So jumping back in, can you describe what a typical session would look like with you?
Okay, so first when the client comes, the first session is the longest one because we have to get to know each other and see if we can really connect and what is the belief system of the client. But typically we talk for about 20, 30 minutes, in reality, maybe even a bit longer. And then we will go into the hypnotic state, relaxation state, when the client is relaxing. We already established what we're working on. So in the first session, the client can go in and out of the hypnotic state because I work with the philosophy that everything happens with love and support. So nothing is pushed or pressed, whatever is uncomfortable doesn't happen. So we just teaching the brain how the state really feels and how the client can go there. So in a second session, the hypnotic part is already longer and the client goes much faster because there is a trust into the process. And after the hypnotic part, we don't talk about the problems anymore. We just talk about the reinforcement of positive and the session ends. When the client is open for energy work, during the hypnotic state, I will add the energy to the work. So it will extend a little bit the session by 10, 15 minutes.
Are most of your clients open and susceptible to hypnosis or? You know?
Yes. Some people. So we all can go in a hypnotic state because it's a natural state for our mind, but some people are so afraid that they want to control constantly. So in this situation, the energy is extremely helpful because they can use the energy versus pushing and making their brain tired.
Yep.
There is no reason to push.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a control freak, so I think I might be a more challenging client to hypnotize, but
You?
she tries on me all the time.
Are you a control freak? Just like I'm a diva. I get it. So
I think at some point you will give yourself permission to try and see how it is.
Yeah, I think I have, coming out of the entertainment industry for so long and seeing stage hypnosis, I was always like, I don't want to be a chicken on the stage. So
that's
it always made me a little nervous, but obviously that's not what you do.
That's not what we do
Yes,
all the
yes.
time, right?
No. Everything is established with the client, so there are no surprises. I personally don't touch the clients. I find out with my practice that so the energy is also distant in a hypnotic state, because I find out that when they are in a hypnotic state and I will touch them, maybe uncomfortable on the jump or something, and that brings forward that control part of the brain. So I'm reassuring my clients you won't be touched. And now, anyway, most sessions are virtual. So,
Okay.
Well, that's good. You can reach people no matter where they are.
yes.
I want to know, do you have any like quick tips or practical steps or exercises that you can recommend to clients who are rebuilding self-esteem after a breakup specifically? I know you mentioned people come to you usually after breakups or divorces. And this is my level of understanding. So I had some issues with self-esteem and self-confidence coming out of failed relationships and whatnot. So what would you tell me?
Okay, the first I will say, go inward. Start observing your inner critic and realize whose voice really that is. Because that inner critic is not your voice. You heard this sometime in the past and now you're replaying it. So it's worth it to catch that, even write on a paper and then say, this is not my voice. So how can I replace that? One of the very interesting technique, my clients like it, is I call this cancel that thought. So when the negative thought comes, you're not saying, usually that's what we do. Something negative comes and you say, what's wrong with me? Why do I think that way? Don't do it. That's strengthening that negative thought. So I say to my clients, just notice and say, I cancel that thought. What am I going to have for dinner? You're switching to completely different subject. You're not staying in that. And it does work miracles. That you can start doing without hypnosis. And I'm launching the free masterclass.
Yes.
For how your last breakup is costing you in your love life and business. And those are free masterclasses. They are on my website. Everyone will leave the class with tool that they can use. It's a mental tool. So they will have something. And from the masterclass, they may choose to continue to small group coaching for 6 weeks when we will really go deeper.
So in psychology, we talk a lot about rumination. You know, someone has an issue, a challenge, and they just keep thinking about it over and over again. And of course, it gets worse and worse the more you do that. So it sounds like what you do sort of breaks that cycle, or that's what you're attempting to do. Yeah.
Yes. And it is successful for my clients. They really practice. And please remember, wherever you start practicing, one day you're going to do great, another day not so great. So don't criticize yourself. Okay. And just continue the path with the same compassion you will have to 5-year-old. You're not going to start screaming at the child that did something wrong. So have the same towards yourself. And with no time, you will see the really good changes.
That self-compassion is very, very important. Something we talk more and more about in mental health nowadays, because I think we're so used to being hard on ourselves and beating ourselves up over maybe bad decisions as we see it.
Mhm.
But it's in the past. It's done, right? So stay
Right.
present, move forward,
And now we're hearing that might not even be your voice.
right?
So
Be
it may
somebody
be
else.
attached to something else that happened,
Mhm.
and now you're triggered, and you have
Mhm.
all of these thoughts and emotions that
Mhm.
come up. I'm gonna start asking I'll ask out loud when I'm by myself. Whose voice
Where's
is
that
that?
coming? Exactly.
Exactly. And for more tools, you can go to my YouTube channel.
Beautiful. I know this masterclass sounds fantastic. I saw that you did have quite a few resources on your website. So we'll be sure to put the information here in our show notes so you
For
can
sure.
reach out and get all the help that you need and information.
So Anna's a
Joy?
wellness professional. We ask all our guests the same
Yes.
question. You obviously are helping people all day long, which can be a lot because you take on a lot. What is your wellness routine? How do you keep yourself grounded?
I think, first of all, I was born to do it. Because I always remember details of my clients and I'm forgetting other stuff.
Mhm.
But I have a morning routine when I start with my Reiki session,
Mhm.
which allows me to also meditate. Then it goes to gratitude, and it's visualization of my day.
Mhm.
So it's something that I won't give up for anything. If I have to get up at 3, I will get up at 2 and have my routine.
Mhm.
Then I go through my day, and in the evening I also like to run the energy for cleansing. So just
Mhm.
kind of like settling down, and I will say 2 hours before the bedtime to everyone: do not work. Do not think about your troubles.
Did you hear that?
Do not fight. 2 hours before the bedtime, just cool down. Even if you want to watch silly TV,
Mhm.
you know, even if you have a
Don't
fun
lay in bed
mood,
doing this, right?
no. Just think, what is the unwinding fun?
Mhm. Now that's a take-home tool. Unwinding at the end of the day.
Yes.
It's not done very often, and I know our viewers probably don't take the time to unwind truly, because unwinding is not necessarily mindless entertainment, because that's still entertaining your brain. It's still doing something. So for me, I'm going to put on my to-do list today 2 hours of unwinding, rest and relaxation before going to sleep. And I'm going to hear it in your voice.
But Bianca, from my clients, that unwinding sometimes is playing a mash by itself, mahjong.
Mhm.
For other lady is TV, because she's on such a high demand in business, professional world all day long,
Mhm.
that when she watch animal shows or fun
Mm,
shows,
mm.
the brain is actually forgetting about her life.
Gotcha.
So you have to find out what is that works for you as an
Mhm.
unwinding.
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest, for me, it's a lot of murder shows. And I know we can relate.
TMI,
Okay,
TMI.
I got that, Christy. Yes, fabulous. That could be your best tool. What I mean by unwinding: don't do your work.
Mhm.
Don't think about your troubles.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think about my troubles.
Easier said than done.
Oh yeah.
Yes. But I'm sure you teach techniques that help get people in that space. For
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything you want to leave
Yeah,
with us?
so
Any
I know
important
our
information?
last. I don't want this to end, but I
Mhm.
want to ask if you want to leave any final thoughts or words of wisdom or anything to our audience. What do we need to know to successfully keep going in this life?
Okay. So we are body, mind, and spirit.
Mhm.
We have huge spiritual community, and that's what Reiki also belongs, even though it doesn't require you to change any belief system
Mhm.
to practice. And we have a huge fitness and nutrition industry. I believe we're leaving mind behind. But the mind is the one who's going to allow us to be spiritual and meditate, or is going to believe that we can be happy and fit.
Yes.
So the most important component is the mind. And I want viewers or listeners to know that you are more powerful than your mind.
Mhm.
You can reprogram your mind. You can change everything in your mind. Doesn't matter what is your education level, doesn't matter what language you speak, and doesn't even matter your IQ level.
Mm-hmm.
You can, mind is elastic and can be molded, and start using it, because the more we use, the younger we're going to be.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
So
to think
use your
about.
mind.
It belongs
You
to
are
you.
powerful.
You own it. Yes.
Belongs
Yeah.
to you. It's your manifestation tool, and you can do it.
I totally want you to record podcasts that I can go to sleep, because your voice and it's just you're hypnotic.
Oh my
See?
gosh, thank
In a
you.
good way,
You
yes,
can be
yes.
hypnotized.
I gotta get out of here.
Too late.
Go to my YouTube channel.
Yes.
Oh, but I will record for sleep something.
Yeah,
There
no,
you
no, no, no.
For sure.
Yes,
Now-
I
now
feel
we're-
calmer just being around you.
I was gonna
So,
say,
yes.
now we're going into a whole nother business venture. We'll have you do some sleep hypnosis on the show.
Yes.
Get everybody to wind down and go to sleep and be nice and calm, so that you can be free to do all of the things that we want to do in a day.
Exactly.
I love it.
So every show we talk about getting better just a little bit every day. And I think
Mm-hmm.
today we learned some really new techniques that are really exciting. And I love the advice of just starting to think about how to start your day and how to end your day,
Mhm.
because it is about us and it's our brain, it's our body. We own it. And people forget that. They always think, oh, there's all these other factors that are in control,
Right.
other people, other things, expectations, responsibilities. But ultimately, no, we really are in control.
Yes.
So I like that. I like that that's your message. So thank you, Anna. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much, John, for having me. Thank you so much, Bianca.
You're
this was
welcome.
so much fun.
Oh, I'm
Thank
glad.
you. Thank you.
We'll definitely have you
we'll
back.
have you back.
Some updates.
Yes. That was exactly what I was gonna say.
I
Are
think
you
we need a
reading
show,
my
maybe,
mind?
Maybe the hypnosis on the show.
Maybe. Oh,
Maybe we get John over there.
yeah, who
Yes.
knows? We might have to, maybe do a little experiment and take some video of it or
Yeah,
something.
that'd be cool.
Hmm. Well, you are always welcome to come back. Thank you so much for being here.
Bianca, thank you so much. John, thank you so much for
Excellent.
having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
And thank you for staying tuned with us for another show of Better Every Day. We're so glad that you're here and on this journey with us. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.